Understanding blockchain is a total minefield, especially for the non-technical people like you and me. But I've been talking to some big brains so you don't have to. And in this video, I'm going to leave out all the confusing jargon and explain it in a way that's easy to understand. Full disclosure, I'm going to simplify some really complex ideas. So if you know the inside outs of blockchain technology, well, first of all, what the hell are you doing watching this video? And secondly, just back off. This video is made so that your dog could understand. Cool? Let's get on with it. A blockchain is a secure way of storing information on a ledger that is usually viewable to the public. But what the hell does that mean? Let's start by splitting the word in two, starting with block. Think of a physical box where you might keep your passport, receipts, and maybe the deeds to your house. If that box was on the internet, it would be a block. A block is basically a digital box full of information. The type of information will differ depending on the blockchain it's stored on. For example, on the Bitcoin blockchain, it is mainly storing transaction information of people buying, selling, or transferring Bitcoin to one another. On the Cardano blockchain, as well as transactions, it could be student records, land registration documents, patient medical records, car ownership documents, and much more. As well as information, a block also includes a digital fingerprint called a hash. A hash is a chain of letters and numbers. Just like a fingerprint, it is unique and identifiable. The hash also makes the block secure. If any piece of information changes within the block, then a new hash will be created, essentially meaning that that is a new block. Just like how parents pass a piece of DNA down to their children, a block also carries a piece of information forward, the hash of the previous block. So if we have 3 blocks, block 2 would contain the hash of block 1, and block 3 would contain the hash of block 2. This essentially turns the blocks into a chain, hence blockchain. So what makes it secure? Well, a hash is randomly created with each new block. So if you wanted to modify an old block and change the information inside, then you'd have to generate new hashes for all the following blocks. Now you might be thinking,
computers are pretty good these days, but I'm sure you could design some algorithmic thingamajig to work out what the new hashes would be.
And yes, you're right, but blockchain has a way of proofing against this. Consensus. The blockchain isn't stored in one single location. Instead, it's on multiple computers, and I mean a lot of computers, run by different people that are linked together through the internet. When you hear decentralized, this is what it means. Being a part of this network allows you to download a full copy of the blockchain. When a new block is created, the people on the network have to verify that all the hashes are correct and everything is still in order, meaning that nothing has been tampered with. If the block is looking good, then each person will add the block to their blockchain. You can think of consensus like voting in an election. If the majority of people vote a certain way, then that party will govern the country. Consensus on a blockchain is achieved if more than 50% of the people on the network either approve or reject a block. So basically, if you want to change the information in an old block, you would need a supercomputer to generate all the new hashes, and you'd need to bribe at least 50% of the people running the blockchain, or run 50% of the network by yourself, to verify the new block. So that is a very simple overview of a blockchain. Of course, there is a lot more detail to it than that, and each blockchain works slightly differently, but the core concept is the same. Don't worry, we'll be going into more detail in the future. If you're watching in the future, then first of all, I'm glad the world hasn't exploded, and secondly, you can see the next video up here. Also, jump in the comments and let us know what technological marvels the future holds.